In this video, let's take a look at frequency tables, histograms, and box and whisker plots. A frequency table shows how often an item, number, or range of numbers occurs. When using a range of numbers, the data is separated into equal intervals. Frequency tables can be used to make histograms. So how do you make a frequency table? Well, if you're using categories, like this example, Kaylee asked her classmates about their favorite type of music. The results are in the chart provided. Make a frequency table, then answer the questions below. So what we'll do is, for every P, I'll just mark one hash mark in the tally column, and then just go through all the letters. So P, R, F, P, when you get to 5, I make a cross so it's easier to count. Okay, I think I've got them all. So you can see that I've got 5 marks in the tally column for rock. So that's 5. So up to this point, I've counted 5. I have 2 for jazz, and so 5 and 2 make 7. You get this number by adding these two. I have 3 for country, and so that'll give me to 10. 8 for top 40 brings me to 18, and 7 for rap. And so I have 25 total. What is the most popular type of music? The most popular type, of course, is our top 40. The least popular type of music, that would be our jazz. And how many students were polled? Well, that would be a total of 25. So now let's take a look at an example with intervals of numbers. The winning Super Bowl scores from 83 to 2002 are listed below. Make a frequency table of the data. All right, so again, just using your tally marks, make a hash mark for each of these intervals. So this first one, 20, will go right in here. 34, 23, 34, 31, 35, 27, 49, 30. I'm just marking little marks underneath so I don't lose track of where I'm at. These little marks don't mean anything other than to keep my numbers in order. 42, 39, 46, 38, 38, and last one's 27. So you can see that we have 6 in the 20 to 28. We have 6 more in the 29 to 37. That brings us to 12. We have 5 in the 38 to 46, and so that gives us to 17. And we have 3 that are from 47 to 55, and so that gives us a total of the 20 scores. A histogram is a special kind of bar graph that uses bars to represent the frequency of numerical data that have been organized into intervals. There are differences between a bar graph and a histogram. So here are some differences. Histograms, the bars touch. In bar graph, they don't. The x-axis on a histogram has intervals. On a bar graph, categories. What they measure, histogram is for numeric data, and a bar graph, categorical. Let's make a histogram. So using the table, the data from the example above, which is the football scores, On the y-axis, we'll put the frequency, and on the x-axis, we'll have the scores, and each of these columns will represent a interval. So the first one is 20 to 28, 29 to 37, 38 to 46, and 47 to 45. Oh, just kidding, 55. Okay, and then we'll just draw a bar for the amount. And so let's see, I think it goes up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, we're going to have to count by twos. 2, 4, 6. All right, and so we had 6 in that first interval from 20 to 28. So I'm going to mark it off right here. We also had 6 in the 29 to 37. I'm just using different colors to show the difference, but you can just use pencil or whatever. We had 5, so I'm going to cut this one in half, in the 38 to 40, and our last one, we had just 3 in the 47 to 55. Okay, so now it says, what are the mean, median, and mode scores? Well, first thing, since we're finding all 3 of these measures of central tendency, let's start with the median. Let's put the numbers in order. So for a median, data need to be ordered. And you're looking for the middle. If you have an even number of data, you're going to average the 2 in the middle. Okay, so this is for our median. All right, so I'm going to put the data in order. So our lowest number was 20. Then we had 3 20s. Then 23, 2 27s, a 30, a 31, 34, 35, 2 38s, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Hold on, let me double check my data. 3 20s, 23, 2 27s, 30, 31, 34. Oh, we had 2 34s. Let me add in. Gotta be careful. Okay, that's my 20 data. So for the median, it is the middle number. And so what you can do is just find the middle number. And so if I count off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from this side, I have an even data, so I'm going to average 34 and 35. So 34 plus 35 divided by 2 is 34.5. That is my median. Now let's do the mode. The mode is what occurs most often. And we can see that we have 3 20s, and so that is our mode. And the last one is the mean, and that is our average. So we'll add them up and we'll divide by 20. In this case, 20 is the number of data, but if you had a different example, you would divide by the number of data. Okay, so if I add these up, I think it is 6. Let me check. I'm getting out my calculator. 697, and you can double check me. So when I added up all of these numbers, I got 697. Well, 697 divided by 20 is about 34.85. And that's our mean. Okay, so next up is interpreting box and whisker plots. A box and whisker plot separates data into 4 sections, the 2 parts of the box and 2 whiskers. All 4 sections contain about the same number of data values. The lengths of the sections tell you how spread out the data are. So the lower quartile, this is the median of the lower half. The upper quartile is the median of the upper half. The minimum is the lower extreme, and the greatest data value is the upper extreme. Here are some steps for creating our box and whisker. So first we order the data from least to greatest, and I've already done that since I already had it from the last example. We're going to find the median, and we know that the median was 34.5. Find the quartiles of the data, the median of the upper half. So we need the middle of the upper and the lower halves. And let's see, the middle of the lower half would land somewhere right in here. So we can see the lower quartile, let me call this the lower quartile, is 27. And then the median from the upper half lands somewhere between 39 and 42. So this is our upper quartile. And if I average these two, 39 plus 42 divided by 2, this gives me 40.5. I've got my minimum and I've got my max. Those are the pieces of data that we need. Okay, so plot the median, the quartiles, and extreme on a number line. It says use a ruler to make sure your number line tick marks are evenly spaced. Well, I'm not going to use a ruler just because I'm on my iPad, but I'm going to go ahead and start from 20, and then I'm going to just count by 5s, and I'm going to try to evenly space these so it doesn't skew my chart. Okay, so here's and I'm going to just go to 60. I know my highest data is 55, but it's okay. Actually, I could stop at 55. And there we go. All right, so my box and whisker, I'm going to go ahead and mark off my minimum at 20, my lower quartile 27. This would be quartile 1. My median 34.5. And my upper quartile at 40.5. This is quartile 3. And then my max at 55. My box is going to be these middle 3, and my whiskers are coming out. One last piece of information, and that is the measure of variability known as the interquartile range. This is our IQR, interquartile range. It is a measure of how your data varies. And you find it by subtracting the upper quartile minus your lower quartile. And so 40.5 minus 27, and that is 13.5. And that's it.